Hello, ladies. I see y'all are already commenting. And Kathy, I hope I can show you when you can use this set. Um, cause it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Hello. I hope you guys have had a great Monday. I have actually already shared the video. Yay! I'm like on top of it, which is rare. I even have my light way up there because it's just now showing me the picture over here on YouTube. I Y'all see this? I have like a big red mark across my forehead. It like started itching and I feel like I'm breaking out with some kind of rash there, but I know that was disgusting. Sorry. Okay. Hey, Verna, Kathy, Sharon, and Nancy. I am super excited about tonight's project. And the first one will be a little long. So we are gonna run through everything that we have so that we can get started. Last week I forgot to pull out things to do prizes. So I'm so sorry about that. And I did not draw anything for it. But if you share, comment, and like, I have this stamp set to give away. It's a brand new stamp set. It's called In the Star. It's In the Stars. This is a really cool stamp set. It's a background stamp, so it's large. So I will give this away, and I'm so sorry about not pulling prizes last week. So you know what, after the video though, I will go back and pull something and give it away for last week. So is it Friday yet, Carrie? I wish. And I wish it was Saturday too, because I am actually really excited about Saturday. We are a smaller class, which is what I wanted, so that we can really kind of dive into some parts of cutting paper and doing all that stuff. So I'm really excited about it. So anyway, make sure you comment, make sure you share, make sure that you like, that means give it a thumbs up for the post so that, well, we all know caring is sharing. So, not caring is sharing. Sharing is caring, which does help my business in the long run. So, we've got that. And again, I will draw some prizes. I will draw a prize from last week when we get off. So, one quick question, or not question, one quick thing I did want to tell you guys is I have been, over the last like 2 months, I have been cleaning up and cleaning out. And I put together some mystery boxes. So I have 2 more left. I posted them on like a for sale or whatever for like a Stampin' Up Facebook group, and I sold 2 of them like immediately, but I still have 2 more left. And after we get done with the live, I will post here on YouTube as well as on Facebook the actual like what's in those boxes. So the boxes are $95. That includes shipping. So if you are local and want to pick it up that way, then you'll just take off $15 from that. So I will post that information after that, but I just wanted to share that before I forgot it. The next thing is, actually, let's go ahead and turn down to the table. Y'all don't need to look at me while I talk. All right, close your eyes. I got a new case for my phone, so I'm going to make sure that I get it right. There we go. I think I did. We'll see if that worked. I dropped my phone and cracked the screen cover because I always put because I'm rough with my phones, so I had to get one of those new like unbreakable plastic things for the top. And while I was at it, I cracked the case as well, so I had to get all new stuff, which is never fun. Hey, Angie. Okay, so bonus days. Don't forget, bonus days are going on right now, but I want to put a little asterisk behind it. Unbreakable. Carrie, I have taught, you know, if it says unbreakable, I'm gonna be the one to break it. And when I break that little screen that goes on top, I literally like shatter it. I always hit it just right. You know the chew toys too, that it says, you know, your dog can't ruin them, or you know, they're what it un something, I can't remember. They're like rough and tough, right? No, Maggie like destroys it within 30 minutes. So apparently it's a family thing. So bonus days are still going on. It goes on till the end of the month. But I want to put a little asterisk beside this, because starting on, or only on, I'm sorry, July the 19th, and I'm pretty sure it's just for that day. I'm reading it again to make sure I didn't miss that. Yes, so it's only on, it's a 24-hour stamp sale. So only on July the 19th, you can get any stamp set in the annual catalog. So that's the 2023 to 2024 annual catalog. You can get it at a 15% off discount. So the only exclusion to that, it says on here, is host stamps. So if you are looking to get some stamps, you know, like background stamps that you kind of keep putting off or whatever, this is a great time. Get your order to $50, and then you can earn a bonus days coupon, which is non-destroyable. That was it too. Thank you, Gary. So that is a great deal. And again, that will be Wednesday. So Wednesday, July the 19th. When you spend that $50 as well, I send you a tutorial bundle that has over 40 projects in it, from demonstrators from around the world. And if you've ordered from me this month, I'm sorry, I'm behind on getting that all out. It's been crazy this month. So I have it on my calendars to send out tonight. So you will all get those from me tonight. But this is my card. It's a little interactive card. And this, you know, it gives you the measurements and all that. I also did a video for this one, so that it would, because it's, you know, a fun fold, so it's a little bit more difficult to put together. But anyway, so you also get that tutorial. Okay, so that's all that. I'm going to put those aside so I don't lose them. Don't forget that I have the Simply Creative Retreat coming up. It is in August. It is August the 18th and August the 19th. The cost of that is $95. There are 2 optional classes that you can add on, and information is coming out on those, I promise. But you have to at least register and do a $50 deposit by the end of July. So if you're interested in that, there are links in the description of this video. So you can click on those and it'll take you right to the registration. The next thing is the paper pumpkin. This one is called Meaningful Flowers. You have until August the 10th to register for this one. This one is kind of fun because it has an extra free stamp set in it. That doesn't happen, but usually in March, but they're doing it in August as well. So that's kind of fun. Here's like a little sneak peek. I don't know if that is an alternative. I think that is the free stamp set, but I don't know if it's like an alternative or this is actually what the cards look like. I don't know that. But anyway, that looks really pretty and actually really simple. So, and last but not least, before we move on, I have Simply Creative Club. We just wrapped up on the 15th, the one for the Swedish cherries. Now we're going to be doing the Gone Fishing bundle. I've got some really cute cards that I am finishing up. I've got one more to kind of get together. But I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek. The emails will start coming out early next week on this one. And this is club. So with this club, you will get a pack of the paper for the Gone Fishing. It will be cut down into 6 by 12 because it's hard to mail 12 by 12 paper. It gets really expensive. So it'll be cut down. I don't think it would be a problem to mail it 6 by 12. That's usually what I do. So it'll be a full pack of the paper. You'll get a bolt of the linen thread, and then you'll also get the little embellishments here, the metallic dots is what I think it's called. I am in love with this set. I haven't fished in a really long time. And I do truly like the fishing aspect of it. I'm not necessarily one that could go out every day and fish, but every now and then I could. So I'm really excited about these. There's some bright projects that will be a part of this as well, because the paper and stuff it's kind of a muted tone because it's masculine, but I do have a couple of bright cards for those girls that enjoy going out and fishing as well, because you can use this for a girl as well. Okay, so that is that. And then you can also, of course, add on the bundle pricing to that as well, and I pay the tax and the shipping. Okay, I ran through it all. And so now we are gonna jump into our projects. Don't forget that when you purchased from me using this host code, there's a link in the description of the video, you can get today's projects as a free class packet mailed directly to you. This host code is for this class, so you would need to, and you have to order by Friday. So if you go to the blog post, it has all that information for you there as well. So again, that's the host code. You can get today's projects for free. And with this, I'm going to take off this little hairband. With this class, because we're going to use the adhesive sheets quite a bit, you're going to get a full sheet. It'll be cut down to the 6x6, but you're going to get a full sheet of that in your packet too, so that you can do the projects, because I think I used the adhesive sheets on every single project we're doing today. All right, so let's dive in. We are going to do the most complicated card first. Y'all, most of y'all that are on here, you know me. I am not a elaborate card maker, but this one I literally could not stop like adding little pieces and parts to it. So, and I'm gonna say I am in love with this card. I think it reminds me of summertime sitting on my grandmother's front porch. It reminds me being if you were here a couple weeks ago when we did the last paper pumpkin alternative, I was talking, or the one that was the mountain scenes, I was talking about how much a place that I grew up pretty much every summer at, Von Clarken, that was one of the things that I loved to do, was sit on the back porch and look over the lake. And this card really, really reminded me of that. So we're gonna make this one. Again, I've done most of the die cutting so that you don't have to watch me, but there are some things that you do need to watch, you know, because you're learning how to, you know, to make the card. So I didn't do everything. We are gonna start out first by doing, let's see if I can sit all these pieces over here. There's a lot of pieces, a lot. I'm gonna move all those over there. We're gonna bring in a piece of grid paper. So I used a die set called the Basic Borders, and it has this little piece here that looks like clouds. So all I did was take a white piece of paper and cut it out. And we are going to create our background with it. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to start down here at the bottom. And we're going to line this up. And I'm actually going to put the adhesive up here because I don't want this piece to move, because if it moves, then I'm going to mess up my whole picture here. Okay, we're going to take some balmy blue. And then we are going to hold this, and then we're just going to rub it. And I might have moved that just a touch. I think I did, but that looks okay. All right, so now we've got our first one. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch it all the way to this side, and I'm gonna go up some. And now you're gonna see that my bottom here is showing. So we're gonna take this tape off and we're gonna tape it down here. And now I definitely know the paper is not gonna move. And then we're just gonna run it right across here. All right. Then we're going to take and flip it over, and we're going to do right about here. So we're going to kind of make it in the center. And then put our piece of tape down, get some good ink. Yeah, I liked the rug too, and I liked the pop of Poppy Parade. And then I fell in love with the pop of Poppy Parade so much that I used it on the last card too. And all the measurements, if you are already a demonstrator, then you can go straight to my blog post and you can get all of the measurements of the cardstock and then all of the products that I use. There's a link there. All right, so now I'm gonna take and we're gonna put it here, and then we'll add some more. Now I will say this, with the basic border dies, you'll see that they are stitched on the end. So you may get some of the little dots like that. I will be honest with you, it did not bother me. So I left them on there. All right, so I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna flip it over again, and I'm gonna do right about here. And then you'll also notice it kind of gets a little darker as we go up because we're adding more ink to it as we go. All right, there we go. I actually like that one better than my original. Okay, so we're gonna set that aside because now you have a little template that you can use anytime you need it. And now we are we're gonna leave our grid paper here. We're gonna set that aside. And I have cut out the awning, or the, you know, this could, I guess not really an awning. It's kind of like the railing and all of that. I did it out of Very Vanilla because I kind of wanted it to look like weathered, you know, pillars and I guess that is technically kind of like an awning type deal. So a decorative awning on your porch. So I wanted it to look like it was weathered. So I cut it out of Very Vanilla. I'm now going to take some crumb cake, and I'm going to take a little dauber, which I haven't used a dauber in forever. Get a little bit of ink. I'm going to dab it off because I don't want it to be too dark. And then I'm literally just going to run it across all the pieces. And then it's just going to make it look like it's even more weathered. Okay, and then we're going to do it all the way across the top, just lightly. And there we go. All right, so that is done. You used the wood planks on yours. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. And now I'm going to put away my, actually, yeah, I can put away the grid paper now. Okay, so now I have already cut out the rocking chair, our little veiny leaves, and I've already cut out 2 of the planted flowers, and then I already did the 2 hanging flowers and the birdhouse. Okay, so all that's cut out. So the only thing we're gonna stamp, and I've cut out that piece. So all we're gonna stamp though is our sentiment And then we're going to do one of these planters, and then we're going to do the rug. The rug. All right, so we're going to pull in the rug. We're going to stamp it in Poppy Parade. I saw a card on Pinterest that had like an American flag on it, and it was all red, white, and blue, and I thought it was really pretty. It would be fun to recreate that one for 4th of July. Okay, so we've got that. Then we're going to stamp in black memento. We're going to stamp our planter. We'll just do it down here. And I wanted to show you, I'm stamping the planter because I wanted to show you how I did the coloring. I did the coloring the same on these planters as I did the hanging flowers. All right, now we're going to stamp our sentiment welcome. So you could give this to someone new in the neighborhood. You could do this to someone that you want to invite over to just spend some time with you. There's all kinds of things that you could do for this card, or, you know, use to send this card. Okay, let's color it. So I'm using copper clay, and we're going to go with the dark first. And I'm going to color here on our little top rim, and then our little centerpiece rims here, and then our bottom one. Then I'm going to take all these little dark lines that they put into the stamp. I'm just going to run right over them. Okay. And then I'm going to draw all over my finger, trying to put the lid back on. Then I'm just going to take the light, and we're just going to color right on over. So it gives it some of that shadowing. It gives it the dark because it's front porch, so everything gets weathered when you're, you know, sitting on that front porch. You know, if the sun hits just right, you will get nice and burnt yourself. Now for the leaves, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to take the dark granny apple green, and we are literally just going to, you see where all these little dots are? We're going to color that in, and then we are literally just going to randomly go around. There is no rhyme or reason, seriously. And then we're just going to take our light, and we're going to color in the rest. So it's going to give some shadowing, some light dark areas. Makes it look like real leaves because they're not perfect. Y'all know I kill all plants, but I like to color them. I like to color them, and I like to have them, but I kill them, so I don't have them at home. Okay, we're gonna bring in our big machine so that I can cut both of these out at the same time. And I did forget to show you the stamp set and the dies when we first started. There are some good dies in this set. This rocking chair, this detailed rocking chair, makes it worthwhile just by itself. All right, so we'll take out those two. And then we're gonna pull in our big one. One thing I do suggest with these is to put some little tape on it. Although I pretty much tape everything now, so just makes me feel better. Still don't ever get it perfect, but it does make me feel better. All right, now we will run those through and cut them out. gonna take off that tape and I'm gonna put it back on my machine so I don't lose it. And put these back on the die holder. Because y'all know I will lose those dies. Okay. Now, we've got all these parts. Now let's start putting them together. That was just an extra piece just in case I needed it. So we're going to start by putting our wood piece on here. And this is from the Open Horse, One Horse Open Sleigh DSP that I'm using in my December class that is part of the online exclusive. So we are going to use some adhesive and then we are going to attach down here. And we're just going to line it up. And then I have my trusty little trimmer because y'all know my cutting skills are not that great. So we are going to cut it with the cutter. Okay, oops. All right, so there's our little decking for our porch bottom. Then we are gonna take, and I put the adhesive on the back, so we're gonna take that adhesive off. And then we're gonna take out the little pieces that didn't come out. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Now, before I put this on, oops, I need to cut off this part here because we're going to make our porch taller. So we're going to cut off right there. And then we are going to line this up here at the top. Like that. And then we're gonna cut, I cut out another one. And this, you can see I just cut out that part. We are gonna cut it off at this little notch right here. And then we are gonna take off the back and we are gonna line it up right here. So we're gonna have a double layer there, which it doesn't matter because no one will see it. But this just helped me to line it up so that it was still straight. And then it's gonna run down just like that. Okay, and then we are gonna take this one here. We're gonna cut off that bottom piece because we don't need that. I guess this would be called footers, maybe. Footers of your pole. Then we are going to cut right about here, kind of like that. We are going to take off that backing. And then we're going to line it up right here. Now we're going to put a green vine over it, so you're not really even going to be able to see that little piece there anyway. Once we cover it up with the vine, it will kind of blend in. So now we're going to take the next piece and we're going to cut off right about there. Oops, if I don't cut my finger first. And then we're going to line it up just like we did the other one. And this is going to line up along that edge. And you're going to see this is over a little bit. That is quite all right. We're just going to trim that off. No one will ever know it was there. Okay, so there is that part. Oh, and then we need to trim off this part up here. We don't want any of that. See, my cutting skills are not so great. but we're gonna leave it like that so I don't mess it up. All right. Now we are gonna take our hanging baskets. We're going to put some glue on the back of it, and I'm using our seal because that is the easiest way to do it, in my opinion. Liquid glue, I think I would get everywhere. We're going to stick it right up underneath this piece, just like that, and it's going to hang down. We'll make sure we get it straight though. Okay, we're going to take our other little hanging basket, put some adhesive on the back of it, and then we're going to stick it up underneath this one right here. And the great thing about the adhesive sheets is it's a little easier to pick those up so that you can adhere down underneath it. Next, let's do our bird house. We're going to put some adhesive on it. And then we're going to tuck it up underneath there. We're going to kind of try to get it so that it's more or less centered. It doesn't have to be perfect though. Okay. Now, the next thing, I know it's a lot of steps, but I promise it is well worth it on this one. Okay, and then I've got our green vines, so we're going to take the backing off of that. And the other two cards are easier, I promise. And I'm going to take the end and put it toward the center. So we're going to kind of try, what we're trying to do is we're covering up that little part there, and then we're kind of covering where the hanging stuff is sticking, okay? So we're going to do there. And then we want this to go up like that. And the great thing about the vines is you can kind of move them to make them work for you. All right, so take the backing off of this one. And then these are going to overlay on that piece right there. So it kind of looks like it's all one vine going across. Just like that. Okay, now we are going to put our rug at the bottom. We're just going to stick it right down here. It barely fits on there. We will kind of place where we want our rocking chair. Then we're going to take one of our potted plants. We're going to stick it. Now we're going to cover up this right here because we really don't need those to show. So we're just going to kind of stick it so that it kind of covers up that bottom. I had to put that a little too hot. Let's move it down some. There we go. Okay, and then we are going to do our rocking chair. So we'll take the adhesive off the back of that one. See, I told you we got a lot of adhesive sheets going on here. And then this will go right about here. I feel like I have a piece of hair or something on my neck. I put my hair up because I was hot, and now I think I feel one little strand of hair hanging. Okay, this is going to go flat, and it's going to go right about here. We're going to put it there. We're going to turn this over, put dimensionals on it. So we're going to put 2 dimensionals, one there, one there. You could probably just put 1. And then we're going to stick this one here. Right there. Last but not least, we are going to take some linen thread, tie a small little bow, take our scissors, cut off the end, and then I'm going to take a glue dot . We're gonna stick it over here on the end, like this. And I need to move it like this, I'm sorry. All right, so we're gonna put it down here, like that. Let's see if we can make it a little smaller. There we go. That'll work. And then we'll trim, and we'll trim. Then get those out the way. We will turn this over. We're gonna cut off the edge right there of our dimensional sheet. And then we're gonna place that there on the back. And see, that's a perfect fit right there. And then we're gonna attach this right over our hanging basket. And you'll notice that it covers up this part of our awning, the decorative part of it, so that it takes away that those leaves didn't actually go all the way to the end. Okay, there we go. Now, last but not least, we're gonna take and put this on our card front. So we are gonna take, actually did score it already, and we're gonna flip that over. Let's put dimensionals on the back of it. And of course, I'm gonna put plenty of dimensionals on it since it does have a lot on the front. You know, I mean, it is my normal still, but if you only put like 4 on, then you probably need to add a few more. And then we'll stick this right here on the front. And ta-da, there we go. There is card number 1. You need a class in glue dots. Oh, Nancy, you know, okay, I'm gonna say this. These are ones that I got, I don't know, 6 months ago. I really don't go through a whole lot of glue dots because I use the ones that come in the paper pumpkins and the kits when I'm off camera. So I really don't even go through a whole lot of them, but I'm gonna tell you what, the 2 that I've had in here for almost 6 months, it is so hard to get anything off. And it will, like, if I don't like stick my finger up under it, it will rip off my paper. So they are strong, very strong. I will suggest one thing you could do is when you put it on, take a pair of scissors and you can get up underneath it, or take your pick tool and you can get up underneath it as well. So that can help you. But they are some strong suckers. They don't want to let go. Not at all. Who do you think this bundle goes on? With the first card, I did my job, Kathy. I did my job. And Kathy, you know, you like to do, you sometimes like to do the elaborate cards. So this would be a good one for you. It really would be. I would take a card that you made out of this one for sure. Okay, the next card, if you follow me on Facebook, you saw something pretty similar to this. So this is one of Stampin' Up's sample cards, and I changed it to make it mine, but I loved the simplicity of it, and so that is why we are creating it, because you can do simple cards with this set as well. And again, I've done most of the die cutting, so you don't have to watch me do all that. I think on this one, I've done all the die cutting. I have. All right, we're gonna fold our card base in half. And I'm gonna do things a little different on this one than I did on the first one. I did the splattering after I put everything together, and I think I'm gonna just put it on this background piece. I don't necessarily want it on all the pieces. So I'm gonna set everything aside. I'm actually gonna stick it underneath. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put all that there. We're gonna bring in our grid paper. We're gonna pull in our Stampin' Right black marker. We're gonna take what I call the brush end, and we are going to flick. So I'm just taking the end of my brush tip here. I'm sticking it into the cap and I'm just flicking it down, and it will create a splatter across your card. Be careful though, because it will put ink onto the inside of your your marker, and you'll see it will build up there. So just make sure that you watch that when you do it. Okay, so we're gonna try it like this. We're gonna see if I like it. If I don't, I can always add splatter at the end as well. Okay, so this piece is just gonna be popped up right onto our card front. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop it up. Wrong place. All right, let me grab 2 more. And be careful, because if it's not fully dry, that ink, it can transfer to other pieces of your project. So just know that. And then we're gonna attach this here, right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually take the back of my inside piece, and I'm just gonna run it across my table here to make sure that, you know, some of that ink is being picked up there. So that alleviates us from getting it everywhere else. We're gonna go ahead and put this on the inside of our card. Because nobody's gonna see that backside. So it saves me from getting it on my fingers or getting it on the other pieces that'll go on the front. And then real quick, I'm gonna take some crumb cake, and I'm gonna stamp the inside with our little table and our drink. Right there. All right, I'm gonna set that aside for a minute. I'm actually gonna grab this again. I'm going to take that same stamp, and I'm gonna stamp it right here, kind of off. I wanna make sure that I get both cups onto the circle, but otherwise, I'm not too worried about placement. All right. Now we are gonna stamp our sentiment. And our sentiment is 2 parts, which is one of the things I do like about this stamp set. It has what we all call innies and outies. And obviously you can put both the innies and the outies on the outside. But home is where our story begins. That's good. It's always a good day when it's your birthday. It's always a good day when we spend time together. You've got thanks. Welcome to our street. I haven't quite figured out the back. I wish they had the word porch, because welcome to our back porch would have been awesome, but you know, it is what it is. And then you've got when you take time for yourself. So there's really good sentiments, good small sentiments for different cards. Okay, so we are first gonna stamp our skinniest one, when we spend time together. Hence why I wanted to make sure I got both cups on there. We're gonna see if we get this lined up right. Whoop. And then it's always a good day. This is the one I tend to have the issues with. It's a good, oh, that's not too shabby. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Put that away. All right, so then we're gonna flip this over. We're gonna pop it up. Lots of popping up today too. One in the center to make sure it doesn't fall. And then we're gonna stick this on our card front. Make sure the table is, you know, level there. And then again, and this is a pool party, and I ran it through with the adhesive on the back. And then we're gonna stick this right here, like that. This I just made flat, so we are going to take our adhesive and run it kind of down the center like there, and then stick this at the bottom. I want a little bit of our circle to show, and you're going to cover up the bottom of your rocking chair. Actually, let's move the rocking chair up a little bit. There we go. Okay, all right, so there we go. Then we're going to tie a big ribbon with the linen thread. Hey, Deb. You know, you're never late. You are never late. You can come in anytime. All right, so we're tying a big bow on this one, or a bigger bow than our last card. That's probably, might be a little too big, but we'll see. Okay. And then we'll grab one of those really hard glue dots. And here's how you can do it with the scissors. And this is actually how I used to do it before they ever came out with the take your pick tool. I would just stick it up underneath and grab it like that, and then place it up underneath and pull out the scissors. And then there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I think I like it with the black splatter all over. What are your thoughts? Does anybody else think that the black splatter needs to be everywhere? So if I hold them up, maybe you can see them a little better. I think the black splatter needs to be everywhere. I think it does. I will give that 5 seconds for, well, a little longer than that because there's a delay. So I will give it just a few seconds and get out our next cards while you decide on that. It does look a bit better with the splatter. Okay, so then I'm going to go with what Carrie says. And we are going to put some of the splatter on there. All right, so I got to grab my black pen again. And we're going to do a little dab right there. Ta-da. All right, done. And then we're going to set those aside and move on to our next one. Okay, the next one, I'm going to give you the backstory of it. You know, sometimes, Nancy, sometimes I can get a little over zealous with the splatter. I definitely can. But, you know, sometimes it just gives that extra little spunk to it that you need. Okay, so this is our last card. It is very monochromatic, and here's why. Because when I was thinking about front porch and I was doing the very first card, all I could think about were pictures of when I was a kid sitting on the front porch or the side porch of my grandparents' house, and, you know, that kind of stuff. I used to sit on the stairs and look at the water because they live on the lake. So in my mind, what flashed was the black and white pictures that have the spot of color. So that is how I came up with this one. So it's that monotone gray with the black sentiment. And then, of course, you've got the chairs that are, it's the basic gray. And then the pop of the color, which kind of is where the memory really lies, is the part that shows that color. So let's make this one. I will say this. I'm not necessarily 100% sold on this card, but I don't know if I change the background colors to something a little different, maybe I'd like it a little bit more. I don't know, but we're going with it. So, because I felt like it was, you know, I don't know. I thought that the whole idea in my head was kind of genius. And then when I put it together, I was like, I don't know. Oh, good. I'm glad you do like it, Nancy. All right. So Let's grab that bone folder. And I am going to say this. So I did stamp the part with the planks. I'm not real good at this. So I'm going to stamp what I can, and then I may have to flip over and start again. So just know that. This was like the 4th time I stamped that. So we're going to do, this is gray granite. So we're going to stamp it in gray granite. I don't know why I couldn't really get it to do what I wanted it to. I don't know. So we're going to start, and I think I'm going to start there. I'm going to take my time with this one because, whew. And I think you have to do some flipping, or you don't do flipping. I don't know. I don't know. And I think you can. All right, we're gonna go here. And then I think I'm gonna be done with it. We're gonna go with that. Let me see if that's high enough though. Nope, I need to actually put another level. So let's flip it and go back this way again. See, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the other way makes it look upside down, but it is what it is. We're gonna go. Maybe so, maybe so. But I wanted it to have a little bit more of that rustic with just the planks on the bottom. But yeah, I don't know. I may have to play with it a little bit more. We'll see. Okay, so I have cut out the detailed pieces. The only thing we have to stamp are these items right here, okay? So let's do that. And I have to go back to my other tray and grab my paper. Oops. All right, so basic gray, stamp once, stamp twice. We're gonna grab our thing here, our little table, side table with the drinks. We gotta clean it because we used crumb cake before. And then we're gonna stamp that there. Okay, now I'm going to take my Poppy Parade and I'm going to do the dark first. And all I'm doing with the dark is I'm just going right here with it. That's it. And then I'm going to fill it in with the light. This could just be some regular old original cherry Kool-Aid. There we go. All right, and then let's go ahead and cut those out. My sentiment, just so you know that too, is from the Happy Labels. And we'll have to cut the chairs out twice. We'll have to run it through twice because there is only one chair. Unless you did the detailed and the stamped. And then what's the other piece I need? This one. All right, so we're gonna put this one here. And then we'll do this one here. Run this one through. And then we'll pop all those out and then we'll run through one more time for our second rocker. I'm just gonna make sure I've got it lined up good. There we go. And ta-da. tape is probably done because I've used it quite a bit. So we've got that one and that one and then there. And you will notice when you cut out the rocking chair, it does take away that the little part at the bottom. There's like little lines. Okay, that is some extra paper. So now let's bring it back in. We are gonna put our detailed part here. We're gonna put this at the top. And of course I ran it through with the adhesive. I'm telling you, I think the adhesive strips more than I've ever used them before on this one, on these cards. Okay, and all I'm doing is I'm lining it up here at the top. And this is also to help me with the placement of the sentiment because I want to make sure that I don't put the sentiment in the wrong place. And the great thing about Stampin' Up! Blocks is they are tall enough in their height that you will not touch that when you press down. That is an amazing thing about our blocks, is that they are really high up. So when you put it, or they're really thick here, and that's probably, I'm saying that all wrong. Your stamp is high enough up that you're not going to touch that because it's so thin. That's what I meant to say. Ignore the other part because I don't even know where that came from. I do like our blocks because they are so tall and thick, but that is not why. It is because of your stamp that will keep it above that. Whew. Struggle bus. Struggle bus. It's always a struggle bus. And then we're just gonna line it up right there, push down, and ta-da. Now we can put our fences and our railing. And I'm gonna put this one here. Let's do this actually. I think it'll fit all the way across. And then we will take, because I apparently did not get the adhesive strip all the way across, so, oh yeah, that works. Okay, and then we're gonna just line that up there. I stamped that one a little high, so that'll be all right. I told y'all I was not good at that one. Okay, and then we're gonna trim off all of this. I'm gonna grab my cutter because that'll be easier for me. There, and there. Because they are sticky, you'll have to get it off that top part. And then we'll pull this over this way, line it up. And ta-da. All right. You can ignore that. You could even put one of your rocking chairs there if that made you feel better. I'm just gonna go with it. No one will notice it but me, right? Okay, we're gonna adhere this one down with just some regular adhesive. We're gonna put that one right about here. There. We're gonna take our other rocking chair. We're gonna pop it up. And we're gonna do a little dimensional right here. Okay. And then put this here like that. We're gonna pop up our little table and might have to, you know what, let's do the edges That will be way smarter of me to do. And then we'll put the table right here. Okay, now last, we're gonna put our little pieces here. These are like little blankets. There's just a die cut for this. Now, one thing is that when you put it on the side of the chair, the side is a little shorter than our top piece up here of the chair. So we're gonna just take our adhesive and we're just gonna put it on the back, and then we can put it on the back of the chair like that. This one, we are gonna take and cut off one little part here. And you'll see it because it's embossed. Let me see if I can actually get it up there. See if it'll focus. It may not focus for me. Let's see, there we go. So you'll see it has like a raised embossing to it. So we are gonna take and cut off that last curvy one. And that will allow us to adhere it. And then I'm literally just cutting it to kind of round it on that end, which these scissors are not working very well. There we go. Okay. And then we'll put a little bit of glue on that one. You could even use a glue dot if you wanted to. And then we're gonna lay it right there on the arm, just like that. All right, we're gonna take this piece right here and we're gonna turn it over and we're gonna pop it up. And put it right here on the front. Lastly, we're going to take a piece of basic white cardstock. We're going to stamp that rocking chair in basic gray. We're just going to stick it right there. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad y'all like it because I really was not sold. All right, then we're just going to stick this on our inside, and that is all 3 cards. And I have to say that it will be hard not to use this set for another Facebook Live. I'm having a really hard time not using the So Refreshing one as well. You know, at first I'm not sure, like I was completely even sold on all the stamp sets in the catalog, but the more I use them, the more I fall in love with them. And so I really think that our current catalog is probably one of my favorite. Probably so. All right, so we've got all 3 of our cards. Don't forget, if you use this host code and you spend at least $35 before tax and shipping this week, you will get these 3 make and takes in the mail. And yes, I will cut all those pieces for you. Now, I obviously won't cut the plants or that, but I will, because it will be easier. I can go ahead and put those adhesive sheets on it. I'll do the awning part for you. And then the rest of it, you'll just have the paper for it. And then of course I'll do your little die cut for your circles there as well. So, but you'll also get 1 sheet of adhesive in your kit. So if you wanted to add a little bit more, you can do that as well. All right, that is it for tonight. Don't forget about the retreat. Don't forget about bonus days, and don't forget about the 24-hour sale on July the 19th. Hold your order until then. I don't like to tell people that, but I'm going to tell y'all that. Hold your order till then because you can get 15% off of the stamp sets. And one thing I will say, I do want to say this, is when you do put in a stamp set. If there is a bundle you want, check what your price as a bundle would be, and then check your price with them being separate, putting in the stamp set separately and then putting in the dies separately. See if it comes to less than this with your 15% off for the stamp set only. If it is less, then you'll save a little bit more money that way as well. So that's just a little secret that I've learned over the years. When they put stuff on sale, it's good to check to see if it will be cheaper with the non-bundle. So if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget that in the description of this video, everything that I'm offering class-wise, you can register through there. Check out the blog post. It's got all the measurements, all the products I've used, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Next week, I will not be live, not at all. There's no way I can do 4 nights of revival at church and then still come up with projects. So no live next week, but some of you I will see on Saturday. I can't wait to craft some Christmas cards with you. All right, everyone, have a great one. See you later.